Why are we being sprayed with these chemicals? To what purpose? Much speculation has been spent on the reasons. The Air Force has undertaken a multi-year program spanning several years, ranging from protection from the sun, reducing global warming, weather modification, to population control. Despite numerous attempts by thousands of concerned people to get answers from the Air Force and the government and various senators, no information is yet forthcoming from those responsible for this, certainly the greatest visible crime against humanity the planet has ever seen. Let's look at each of these theories in turn. One of the first theories to appear by disinformation artists was that chemtrails were here to help us from the damaging effects of the sun's rays. At first blush, this appears to be plausible, but it does not explain the well-documented sprayings of aircraft mainly over large population centers, while ignoring obvious hot spots like barren deserts that might deserve such constant daily spraying. This explanation also doesn't cover the desiccated red blood cells loaded with harmful pathogens. This theory was further weakened when it was discovered that much of the spraying happens to occur at night under the cover of darkness. Clearly, protection from the sun's rays is simply misinformation dangled to those who are chemtrail aware so that they would go back to sleep. Another lie foisted upon chemtrail researchers is the oft-told pattern of global warming. The idea presented is that the globe is overheating, and that chemtrails are the answer, causing a decrease in temperature. This hopeless fib is easily destroyed by the following facts. Chemtrails are sprayed at night, when the sun is beyond the horizon. The chemical makeup of chemtrails belies this and other theories. What do anthrax spores and lupus have to do with deflecting heat from the planet? If saving the planet from global warming were the actual goal of chemtrails, why hasn't the government come forward to use this as a publicity coup? They could certainly use some good press, and who isn't for saving the planet? Yet another idea presented is that our and other countries have gone over the edge and are playing God with the weather. Although there is a good indication that there might be aspects of the chemtrail program that lend itself to weather modification, it still does not fit all the facts. In fact, if changing the weather via chemtrails were the answer, why the secrecy, the lies, the cost which must run annually into the billions of dollars worldwide? Why then would the government feel it necessary to add harmful desiccated red blood cells to the mix? Cloud seeding has been successfully demonstrated using silver iodide particles since the 1950s. If changing the weather were the reason, why are there no harmless silver particles showing up in the lab test and in the resonant imaging? Again, this appears to be yet another lie unleashed upon chemtrail researchers to get them thinking and looking the other way. The last theory is so heinous in conception and execution that we dare not mention it except for the bizarre reality that it fits all the known facts regarding chemtrails. Let's look at those facts now. Fortunately, we have some 4 years of intense study into the problem of chemtrails, and the following facts are not disputed. For reasons that will shortly become apparent, given the data collected, we know the following. Fact: chemtrails are loaded with pathogens deadly to the human organism. Fact: chemtrails are definitely aimed at the major population centers, though even the backcountry of America, Australia, and other areas of Europe receive chemtrails. Certainly not with the intensity and frequency of, say, Los Angeles or New York. Fact: much of the spraying occurs at night. Fact: chemtrails contain various heavy metals such as titanium, aluminum, barium salts, and other toxic metals. Fact: most of the spraying is carried out by NATO air forces in their respective countries. What can we deduce from these facts? Very little. Some say that the presence of pathogens in chemtrails might be some kind of mass inoculation. Health professionals dispute this view by revealing that the fact that an overburdened immune system constantly fighting multiple infection vectors, coupled with dozens of varying types of harmful viruses and bacteria, causes the immune system to actually become less effective, making it, over the long term, unable to fight off even the most common of infections, colds, and flus. This perception fits with the experiences we have all been feeling over the last few years. Listlessness, depression, a weakened health system, aching joints, reaction to airborne particles, and so on. The theory of mass immunization, also disputed by microbiologists, who say that you cannot vaccinate against bioterrorism, as there are far too many possible millions of potential strains and variants that can be quickly made up, making vaccination moot. In 1991, America was at war with Iraq in what is now known as the Gulf War. Archival satellite images of the period clearly show a dedicated spray program against Iraqi soldiers who have reported